Shout out Near Falls with D Hall's podcast.
Welcome to Near Falls with D Hall. He's talking on bars and how they win it all. Yeah, it's just Near Falls with D Hall. The final takedown, the glory or the fall. So loosen up, step on in, wrestle with the need to win. Talking Near Falls with D Hall. Ready or not, he's here to brawl.
What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls in the WPIAL. Back from not the dead, but super excited to have him back. My man, Marky Cass, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Always a pleasure to be with you, as you know. Fun weekend, fun previous weekend, fun upcoming weekend. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. Just a little bit of an interesting weekend. Alex is upstairs chilling. She had her wisdom teeth pulled today, so that was interesting. Was pretty gnarly, but she's like, dude, she's tougher than me. So she's handling it like a champ. She's eating some Jello and some smoothies and stuff. But other than that, the kids are at the in-laws, so all is good on this front, my friend.
I hear wisdom teeth's no fun. Had that done in high school, not fun.
Yeah, and it was like one of those things. She wasn't sure she had to do it, and then she ended up making the call. And like I said, I've watched her. We've had 2 children, and do all the things. She's tough as nails, so I knew doing wisdom teeth was no big deal for her. Of course,
Were they impacted?
I believe so. It was starting to get like be a problem, and she had to make the decision. And like I said, she's tough as nails, and it was like I picked her up. They were like, it was crazy, dude. I don't know if like how quick like these things go. Like it was 30 minutes in and out. Like I only had time to go to from one side of Robinson to the other side of Robinson to get her, like, she wanted like some smoothies and some different things like that, which was obviously whatever you need. I went and got her like 2 different smoothies and like a protein shake type of thing. By the time I got back, she was already done, like ready to go. I'm like, holy crap. So it is a quick procedure, but it is a serious procedure. She's a little zonked out, but taking it like a champ, my friend.
She's tough. She's West Allegheny tough.
West Allegheny tough. Speaking of West Allegheny, my friend, man, I can't wait to get into how they did. They had a champ this week, man. We're gonna I think that's the best way. A big boy, man. And, I'm so pumped to talk about that and everything that happened. Of course, we haven't seen these fans, these people out here in a minute, not fans, friends out here in a minute. We are going to break down everything for you guys. We're going to run through both AA and AAA WPIALs. We didn't make any predictions. The reason why is because, as you guys know, we've been popping off a little bit on Twitter, especially my man Kaz. We'll get into it. We're going to talk about it. And one of the main reasons why is because we feel like we're doing the same show twice almost with the WPIALs and the West Regionals, unfortunately, which is what we're going to get into here in a little bit. But again, great show there. We're going to have both the WPIALs recapped, and then we're going to preview the West AA and AAA, and then sandwiched in there we're going to have Brady Joling. So what do you say, Kaz? You ready for a great show?
As always, D Hall.
I'm pumped. All right, buddy, what do you want to start? AA?
Yeah, we'll start
WPIALs?
AA WPIAL. Yeah,
yep.
We'll start there.
Okay, so let me pull that up on the screen here. Give me your overall thoughts as we run into 107. We'll start with the little guys.
So I was at AAA both days. I didn't get to watch any at AA, but I watched probably 40 to 50 matches online on Flow. So I felt like I was there. Starting at one, and top 8 make it to the region here. Starting at 107. I think it was pretty clear cut.
I'm gonna pause you real quick because I think it's important to talk about, because I've had a lot of questions, and you might have had a lot of questions as well. What makes it from each a WPIAL, and then who goes to what for West Regionals, and then how many from each region on both sides make it to states?
So in AA, After the WPIAL tournament, you go to the Southwest Regional, which is made up of District 5, 6, and 7. District 7, the WPIAL gets 8 qualifiers to the regional tournament. It ends up being a 17-man bracket. They get 8. District 6 gets 6 qualifiers, and District 5 gets 3 qualifiers. District 5, there's only, I want to say, 7 AA teams. It's like Chestnut Ridge, Tussey Mountain, and then a bunch of schools that, I mean, they don't produce much.
Right.
Every now and then, but
Fair.
not much production out of the rest of District 5 other than pretty much Chestnut Ridge. So that gives you a 17-man bracket. You have a pigtail into the 1 seed, and then top 7 will go to the state tournament from the Southwest region. And that'll
Love
be
it.
at Altoona this Friday and Saturday.
I was going to say Friday, Saturday, right? Okay. All right, buddy. So I have it pulled up here. Let's dive into it. Where are we at? Which tab is it? This one. Okay. Full screen. All right. So for me, man, I think this was, there's some other guys in here, but man, Hanning had a great showing for Jefferson Morgan. But Bonnie and Kiesecker were kind of the highlight here to get to the finals. And Kiesecker's just been doing what he's doing all year, just impressive stuff and getting to the finals and winning it.
Yeah, I figured Kiesecker and Bonnie would be a collision course to the finals. Bonnie and Hanning was a little closer than I thought in the semis, 4-2.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Did you keep that match, my friend?
I did. I did watch it. Saturday evening, I went back and watched it. Closer than I thought. I thought Bonnie would, maybe a bonus point match, but I feel like in the back of my mind and a lot of people's mind, it was Kiesecker's bracket to lose. Bonnie's really good. We've seen it, but I didn't see anybody touching Kiesecker here. And he won 7-2 in the finals over Bonnie. So it was a good match. But Kiesecker kind of ran away with this bracket and will be in a good spot next week too. I mean, he's got his hands full with Cooper Deputy, but other than that, not many kids going to beat him.
And it's kind of foreshadowing of what we're going to talk about a lot here in AA, as Derry had a great weekend at Chartiers Valley. And you look at Patrick Bolger, another Derry kid here. The 2 lightweights go back to back, and he gets a championship there for Derry. But your good buddy Tum Tum, Javion Chambers, takes second here at 114 pounds.
Yeah, so similar to the last weight, Bolger and Tum Tum, Javion Chambers, that's what we call him at Highlands, Tum Tum. Again, to me, these two were on a collision course to meet in the finals. This was the rubber match. Tom had beaten Bolger in the Highlands Dairy duel, and then Bolger had beaten Tom in the section championship. So this was their rubber match. Pretty good chance they meet again in the next 2 weeks. And Bolger won this one 5-0. So yeah, Dairy goes back to back with their freshmen at 7-14. Tom, your runner up, and then Lemley, who was the 3 seed. So top 3 seeds held here, finishing top 3 with Lemley, the freshman out of Bentworth. A lot of underclassmen here. We had two freshmen take top 3 here and 4 sophomores overall place. Yeah, similar to 7, but Bolger, Chambers were kind of on a collision course, and my guess is we'll see it again because they're very entertaining matches between those two.
Moving on up. All right, 121. Man, another kind of collision course between these two. I feel like this kind of been like a little bit of a rivalry with these two.
Dating back to last year too.
Yeah. Preston Bubash and Bruce Anderchek. Bruce Anderchek, we saw broke the school win record there over at Quaker Valley. So shout out to him. I mean, man, you talk about some like cool stuff, man. I feel like that's happened a few times this year, which is awesome.
Yeah, we've seen it. Anderchek, I want to say, I just saw one not recently. It wasn't Cole Gibbons at Mount Lebanon.
Well, I'll tell you,
someone else recently broke the school record.
Up north in Grove City, because good friend of, I call them pseudo WPIAL, which is like everyone has a little bunch of schools that kind of touch the WPIAL. Grove City, I believe Hudson Homan broke the school record there for Grove City, so he's pretty close. and there was another one in there somewhere. I can't remember either. It was real recently. I have to look back as we go. But
I do know Tum Tum hit 150 wins at Highlands at the section tournament. I'm not sure if that's the Highlands record. I think it is. I think he already had it, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
yeah, for sure. All right, brother man, let's move on up. Again, like 11-5 decision here. I could see these two wrestling, two more times as we get through the season. All right, 127. Cam Baker of Burrow defeats Austin Kasanovic of Avonworth in the finals 16-5. Noah Patton, Danny Smith, Clayton Ely, James Delaney, Shane Cronin, and Lyndon Arce of Highlands rounds out the top 8. Kaz, your Burrow boy goes out and gets a championship, and it feels like, man, Cam Baker seems to be really rolling, man. Defeats Dom Deputy a couple weeks ago, and he's was dominant here. Just seems to be on a warpath.
Yeah, I think ever since he beat Deputy, he's been kind of firing all cylinders. Probably the best he's looked in his 4 years. And he
Agreed.
really wasn't tested. I mean, he didn't leave the first period until the finals, in which he got a major decision over Kazanovic, who's really good. I mean, he's a defending WPIAL champ. I believe he's at 114 pounds last year.
I was interested to see that. Like, did you going into that match, Kaz? Did you think it was like? Obviously, I would have Cam as the favorite, but did you think it was going to end up as a major decision? I thought it was maybe like a 4 to 6 point type deal match.
I thought it was a close major, kind of how it was 16-5, 11 point spread. I was thinking an 8 to 10 point spread, but if it was a decision, it wouldn't surprise me because Kazanovic is really good. And if Baker did what he did the beginning of the tournament, like not leaving the first, I mean, the kid's a 2-time state medalist and should be a third. I mean, he had that injury last year that cost him his individual postseason. So I know his dad was a little worked up over the weekend. Shout out to Mr. Bay. He's grows his own cucumbers at the house. He made me some cucumber salad. He sent some over.
Nice.
Yeah. So I
a
know
little bit of pepper on there. That
good
sounds
guy, good family. He sends them over all the time. I know they're out of season now, but right towards the end of fall, he loaded me up with them.
Love it.
But I know it's a weight off of his shoulders, a weight off of Cam's shoulders. I spoke to Cam at school and he said he had a chip on his shoulder, just missing the individuals last year. And it shows because he's been really freaking good all year.
For those of you that are watching the video, when he said that's what I was laughing at. Not the fact that Cam is coming back and wrestling well. The it was so Pittsburgh, my friend. That was so good. Yeah, you just slipped it right in there. It's like it was fantastic.
Did I say
Yes. I feel like you did.
Interesting. I didn't even feel it.
That's what I'm saying, buddy. I have to go back and listen. Maybe your Burrow boys will tell you, but it sounded like But anyways, going up to 133, my friend. Lucas Barr, McGuffey, fantastic run here, taking out Cam Olson of Derry in the finals, 11-0. I'll tell you, he is one of those guys that has like we talk about all the time, like guys that have been in the lineup forever for McGuffey. He is one of those guys, and no different here. Just awesome.
Yeah, and he's not going to, but he's going to be damn close to breaking the WPIAL wins record. Garrett Ninehouse has it. I believe it's like 182 or 183 in his career that he just broke a few years ago. Barr is sitting at 170 right now, and he's got 2 weeks left, but it's not going to be enough to catch. Even if he were to lose in the first round the next 2 weeks and win every match coming back, it's not going to be enough, but he's going to be damn close. It's going to put him in the top 5 all-time WPIAL wins. He's at 170 and 32 right now.
Yeah, just impressive stuff. All right, 139.
Another dairy freshman though in the finals at
Talk about
33.
this weight.
Olsen, 39. Now our fourth dairy freshman,
Yep.
Mike McNeil. Here he wins 6-3 over Drake McClure in a weight that I thought it was McClure's to lose.
I agree. I did too.
I've seen a lot of McNeil this year, being in Westmoreland County. A nice 4-1 semis win over Mason Wright. And then he beats McClure 6-3. I mean, that was kind of a breakout match for him, I would say. I mean, he's beaten a lot of good kids this year, but I don't know if we've seen him beat anyone on McClure's level, and he did on the biggest stage, in the WPIAL so far this season. So credit to Mr. McNeil on that.
Yeah, I 100% agree there, brother. I think that I thought McNeil would have a good chance to get to the finals. Now, Wright is very good, but him taking out Drake McClure, that's a different level of wrestler. Drake McClure, a guy that I feel like as soon as he's broke in, he kind of became one of those guys that were like, all right, he's a standard setter. We talk about it all the time. At least I do all the time. I love guys that can ride because they can travel, man. When you can ride, you can make a match a lot shorter, and you can do a lot of things. We'll talk about it in a little bit with Nick McGarity from Pierce Township. But again, Drake McClure, kind of the same thing. All right, 145. Before we get to that, let's talk about one of my favorite golf courses in the area on my side of the city. Kaz, we talk about golf probably as much as we talk about wrestling off air. We always are chatting about different golf courses, different places to play. One that is in the northern Beaver County, Beaver Falls area, that is Fox Run Golf Course. Wrestler owned, wrestling family owned, the Stroop family out of Beaver County. Fantastic place to go and hit some balls. They have a driving range. They have 18-hole golf course. I love going out there, hanging out. I took NJ a couple times. So if you catch them when they're not very busy, you can take your kids. It's a great family atmosphere. And of course, the course is really interesting. Couple really hard holes, couple easy holes. I just really like the layout. So shout out to Fox Run Golf Course. Appreciate your love and support. All right, Cass. 145 pounds. Talk about your Borough boy here, Julian Bertucci.
So Bertucci 7-3 over Emmett Wolf and McGuffey in the finals. Then followed by two freshmen at third and fourth, Bosco of Central Valley and McNeil of Derry take third and fourth. So seeing two freshmen place top four in a middleweight type thing, you don't see it as much in the middle weights and the upper weights. So credit to those two. But Bertucci gets it done here in the finals. I haven't seen Bosco of Central Valley wrestle at all this year. Bertucci beat him in sudden victory in the semis, and then Bosco ended up beating McNeil for third and fourth. McNeil I've seen a lot of and is really good. I actually thought McNeil would be in the finals. Here, nothing against Emmett Wolf. It's just I've seen McNeil wrestle Bertucci really tough a couple times.
Tell you what, that's a good tournament there for Bosco. That's a good call there, Cass.
So
Really
the Bosco kid's the real deal.
Beat Sipes, who's a quality kid for Quaker Valley. Caleb Patton, who we know is like one of the best kids to come out of Washington. I mean, you're not wrong, buddy. That's a great tournament for Bosco.
And then just beating McNeil for third and fourth is a huge win. I saw his record, I saw everything, but I haven't seen him in person, but he backed it up. I mean, Central Valley doesn't wrestle necessarily the toughest schedule. So I was a little unsure, but I'm not unsure anymore. The kid's going to be really good.
No doubt about it.
Is really good.
Yeah, I was going to say already really good. All right. 152 pounds. A kind of another weight that, in my opinion, two guys kind of headlined this weight class, that being Luke Boyer and Jonah Eardley. Jonah Eardley coming out and winning the championship here. The Seton Hill commit. Shout out Vinny D and the Seton Hill Griffs.
Yeah, these two, another one of those kind of collision courses. I figured these would be the two in the finals here. Both returning. Boyer's a returning state medalist. Early was a qualifier. Early only one loss on the year. Boyer, I believe, is like three, three going into it until the early loss. Another match that I think we're going to see in the new future. I'm pretty confident both of these guys will be at the state tournament, and both have a really good shot to medal. This was actually one of the finals matches I was more excited to watch, because I think these are two of the best in the state and maybe the best potential finals matchup at the WPIAL tournament.
I was going to say, if you're talking cream of the crop, we're talking high level guys. Very, very good here. Both these guys are awesome. All right, 160 pounds. Speaking of high level guys, I mean, honestly, you can go out even into the quarters here, Kaz. I mean, this weight was more like what we saw last year. I mean, I think it was last year it was 160 or 152 that was really good in double A. More of the same here.
You said it perfectly. Look at the quarters. There's more depth at 160 in the WPIAL in double A than any other weight. I don't think it's freaking close.
Yep.
I really don't. The top 8 here are so good, and the top 8 all held. I mean, in a different order, but the top 8 seeds are the top 8. I'm sorry, no. Javon Woods of Wash High was the 10 seed. He moved on. But 7 of the 8 held, and just look at the quarterfinal. I mean, Braxton Carr and Ewan Olson, Javon Woods, Matt Dana, Pelko and Perkins, and then Ivsick and Newman. Like, that is a loaded double A 160 bracket. And I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. Pelko kind of shocked the WPIAL beating Ivsick. I don't
100%.
think anybody
100%.
saw that. They
No.
beat him 11
the way
to 4.
the way Ivsick's been on a run this year. I mean, my man placed a Powerade. Ivsick's been on a run this year. I did not see that. No offense, like to Palco, because Palco is one of the best young up and comers in the WPIAL in the double A side of things. Like, he has changed. He's slowly changing that program down there in Jefferson Morgan. But yeah, I agree with you 100%, Kaz. That was a big win.
That was an 11 to 4, and then that kind of overshadowed the Olson Dana semifinal match. They're 1-1 against each other heading into this. Olson wins 4-1. So that was a little rubber match there. And they're two of the best kids in the state. The depth here was incredible. It's a perfect mix. You have the veterans, you have the young kids with Palco and Perkins who are sophomores. This was a fun weight, very fun weight.
Yeah, and even if you go to the backside of things, I know that, Matt Dana went back on the backside and he ended up taking 5th. And I know that is its own thing. And, we're going to get more into that. That's more into the whole, for lack of a better word, bullshit behind all this, Kaz. Because you can't hate you got to hate the game. That's the game is the bullshit. You got to hate the game. All right. Mason Horwat is a guy that I've been so impressed with this year, buddy. I don't know if it's just like obviously we know the bloodline and everything, but I feel like he has just reached another level and he's just smoking dudes this year.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him at the team state tournament take, Singer from Faith Christian to the brink. If there was another 30 seconds in that match, Horwat probably wins it, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone's surprised by this result of him winning it. And just 15-second pin, 19-1 tech fall, 144 fall, and a 10-5 decision. That's a solid day's work. Didn't spend a ton of time on the mat. He's the elite guy in the WPIAL at 172 and one of the elite guys in the state. And he's only a junior. I'm not surprised by this. I don't think anyone is. The kid's just on a different level, on a complete different level.
189. Speaking of different levels, Brady Brown. Oh my goodness, is he impressive? Like a guy that we talk about all the time that feels like he's been around forever. I was over at Troy Dolan's Wrestling Club and we released little videos there on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. And I asked him, I swear to goodness, thought he was a You back with me, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good.
I lost you for a second. I lost me for a second, but more the same here. Brady Brown just dominates, and a guy that's kind of at a different level here in the WPIAL at 189.
Yeah, the Pete Dunlap semi was what I was most interested in
Yep.
this weight class because Dunlap kind of handed it to Peak earlier in the year, and then Peak got him an ultimate tiebreaker. So credit to Malachi Peak having a really good senior year. Dunlap's
sure.
a big son of a bitch too. Holy shit! Did you see him? How the hell does he make 189 pounds?
Buddy, yeah, I saw him at Burgerstown. I said that to
Just slapped together. Holy hell!
yeah,
He's impressive. He's impressive.
Yes, he is. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Peak is not too shabby himself.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I saw him at Troy Dolan's club, and I saw him rolling around like, and we saw him at Southmoreland Wrestling Tournament. You interviewed him.
Yep.
He's a beast.
Yep. Yes.
All
now
right.
his teammate at 215, Mr.
I was
Leahy.
gonna say, as we get into best center, we can't get into best center without talking about Mr. Leahy. Just talk about this weight class. I think it's one of the underrated weight classes here in Double A is 215, Kaz.
Yes, absolutely. Carlson is I believe he's a returning champ here. Was Carlson?
Yes.
At 215. Leahy convincingly 8-1. In that finals match. Leahy wasn't tested until that. Same with Carlson. They both pinned their way to the finals. The freshman out of Elizabeth Forward, he's 11 and 11 going into this tournament, but makes his way to the semis, ends up taking sixth. My guess 11 and 11. He was injured a little bit, didn't wrestle a ton, maybe till later in the year. When the
Still at this
competition got
high of a weight
better.
class, I mean,
But a freshman at 215, yeah, and I believe it has to be his twin brother, Rocco Thompson, is a freshman at 189 for EF. I just want to go back to Peak. So he did not advance, but he was in the 189 pound bracket. No, I'm looking back, he did not advance. But yeah, nice tournament out of a freshman there at a heavyweight that I know you and I both like to give love to the underclassmen at these weights, at these heavier weights. And Ty Blasco, of Derry, same thing, freshman 215. He took fourth in this weight. And I know Blasco's probably only weighing in at about 200 pounds. I mean, he weighed in at 89 all season with Derry, with Brady Brown, so they could bump. So my guess is he's not weighing in at 215. So, two freshmen advancing at a heavy weight like this, credit to them. But Leahy stole the show, just dominant the whole time.
by the way, as we were talking about like school records, the guy that we forgot and we had to give a little shout out here, Austin Kasanovic set the school record.
Yes.
135. Austin is 138. We knew we were talking about someone. Couldn't remember who it is. So shout out head coach of the Avonworth Libs, Zach Maisner. And again, yeah, that was a good call because we couldn't remember. It all kind of runs together. But yeah, Austin Kasanovic, a guy that's just been a monster this year.
So he's at 138 school record. Congrats. He's going to end up, and he'll add to that. I
was going to say, so he's at 138, guys. We can, what can he get? We have this weekend and next weekend, maybe 4 or 5 more. Who knows?
Get 4 a week. Let's just average 4 a week. mid 140s, high 140s isn't out of the realm. At 150 is probably impossible. Like I said, you would have to lose your first round match and wrestle the whole way back to take third. Still don't know if that would be enough, but he'll be pushing the 150 mark. Credit to him, hell of a career.
And again, in a small school like that, that's going to be tough to beat. All right, the big boys, Kaz. And I'll tell you what, sneakily, quietly, however you want to call it, Colin White's been one of the best wrestlers, period, in WPIAL this year.
Yes, goes unheard of a lot. Being down, at West Green, almost in West Virginia. We don't see a lot of West Green, but every time we do see him, he seems to be in the finals and he seems to be winning. I feel like him and Casey Wilson and Laurel have wrestled 40 times over the past 2 years.
Yes.
There's a good chance they meet again. But yeah, White's just so good. Wilson battled 4-2 though. Wilson battled him. I saw Wilson wrestle at the Fred Bell finals at what is that, Grove City.
Buddy, Wilson beat Cam Dana at the MAC finals this year.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about Cam Dana here in a little bit. Yeah.
This was a fun weight. There's a lot of depth here. Joe Wilson, he's healthy, out of Wash High, another big heavyweight.
Yep. How about the kid out of Greensburg, Salem, taking third?
Taking third. That's I'm trying to think of the last time a Salem kid, placed that high in the WPIAL tournament. I can't think of it right now. But credit to David Peters, he's the county champ, section champ. He's had a really good junior year for Greensburg Salem. Greensburg Salem with two or three regional qualifiers.
Also, I'm looking back to our comments. The other one that we were talking about. So we've had a couple of guys break the school record. Canali, Brian Thomas, shout out Mr. Thomas, of Trinity, broke the school record. So it's been an interesting year, Cass.
Yes, it has. I didn't realize Canali had broke that record.
And that's a hell of Trinity is a historic school in the WPIAL. To break that record, that's a big deal.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Kaz. So that is the AA WPIALs. Before we dive into AAA WPIALs, let's get a shout out from one of our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Antonio Reyino, owner of Reversal Health and Wellness. I've been in healthcare for nearly 20 years and seen the effects obesity can have on someone's health. That's what inspired me to offer GLP-1 therapy at Reversal Health and Wellness. New evidence-based research has shown remarkable benefits of the therapy, including reversing fatty liver disease, improvement of sleep apnea, and slowing the progression of heart and kidney disease. And unlike national online companies, you won't get lost in the mix and you're not just another number. You'll receive a personalized treatment plan tailored to your goals and your health. And if you're not near Newcastle, Pennsylvania, no worries. Telemedicine options are always available. Also at Reversal Health and Wellness, we offer IV hydration therapy. We offer 7 different IV cocktails infused with nutrients designed to restore balance, boost energy, and support optimal health. Rather, if you're an athlete training for a competition, or a fatigued mother or two, or recovering from an illness, IV hydration will benefit you. We're located in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, on Wilmington Road at the Maison Building. You can either book online or call the office. Thank you.
All right, Kaz. So, kind of back to what we were talking about. Dive into AAA. I'm still gonna tease. I mean, listen, we're gonna roast the PIAA. It's no secret. We've been talking about them online, and it's just ridiculous what they do. We've gotten multiple messages from multiple different angles, multiple different coaches. So don't worry, we're gonna talk about it. But let's dive in, and we got to do justice here to the WPIAL AAA because, Kaz, you were there both days. I was there both days. Oh, my goodness, buddy. What a tournament.
Fireworks. Fireworks from the start. You had everything. There were upsets, wild matches, the most entertaining 1-0 match. Awesome. Awesome. And this 107-pound bracket is one of my favorites.
Let's see if we can do this. Let me see here. Right there. Boom. All right. Oh, 107 pounds. Again, like you said, Kaz, this weight was awesome. The first couple weights here in general, were fantastic. But you look up, not to skip over to the quarterfinals, but you look up in the semifinals, and everyone from my side of the city was in the semifinals. But this weight was freaking dogfight, man. We talked about Bryce Thomas earlier in the year, one of the best guys in the state. He goes out and takes third place. Parker Jennings takes fourth. Riley Smith takes fifth. Sal Colangelo takes sixth. Joey Sinan takes seventh. And then the final, man, a repeat of the section finals last week. Lee Dressman and Michael Johnson a little bit closer. Lee Dressman takes it 7-2.
Yeah, like you said, top 4 from that section, finished top 4 here. I don't want to give it away, but I think there's a really, really good chance they take top 4 at the West Regional this coming weekend as well. Dressman, really freaking good. Him and Johnson meet again back-to-back weeks. Probably going to see it again this weekend, upcoming weekend. A lot of depth here. I know Smith of Seneca Valley only had like 2 or 3 losses coming in. Top 7 advance here. Which is tough in that 7th and 8th place match. So there's your blood round right there. So your 8th place finisher was Jax Brensel of Penn Trafford, but Brensel is in the West Regional because another region couldn't qualify enough guys. So Brensel is going to get the nod in the bracket.
Not mad about that, my friend.
No, not at all. He was the section runner-up in his section. He deserves a shot.
I mean, you look at his results even in this tournament. I mean, very impressive. Even in slight losses, I mean, 4-1 that can go either way, 4-2 that can go either way. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy that definitely deserves to be there, and I'm super excited that he got the call. All right, let's move up to another freaking wild weight class.
This weight was an absolute freaking shitstorm. Like,
yes.
It was insane. I'll start with Shamil Islamov, the freshman out of Baldwin. The kid's
good starting point.
Really freaking good.
Yep.
Really freaking good. Took McGarity to the brink in that quarterfinals match, 8-5. Took him to the brink there. The Fennec Ferraro quarterfinal match was absolutely bonkers. Absolutely
so
bonkers.
Good. Like,
they gave a last second.
If we're talking in there with the Nez Green, Hunter Snyder, it was right there, buddy. That was fireworks.
Yeah, Ferraro gets the last second takedown. There was a lot of controversy with it. I know the Franklin Regional faithful was not happy. I didn't have a good angle with the time running on it. There was a lot going on.
So close.
But Ferraro gets the 8-6 win. Rehacked over Frank, 7-4 sudden victory. And then, Barrett kind of took it to Jackson Hoya Trinity. And then you go to the freaking semis, and McGarity's beating Ferraro. And then Ferraro, halfway through that second period, I don't know if McGarity's gas tank started wearing out or Ferraro just took it to another level, but Ferraro ends up beating him 12-9. And that match was freaking wild on a late last-second takedown. It was nuts. And then you go to the bottom semi with Rehack and Barrett. Rehack upsets Barrett to where your 1 and 2 seed, who I feel like everyone thought would be on a collision course, they didn't meet in the finals. Neither of them were there. And Rehack ends up winning by major in the finals. This weight was nuts.
Yeah.
And we're going to see it again this week.
I was just getting into it. We're going to see it all over again in some interesting formations. as we'll talk about here in a little bit. But again, I can't repeat it enough in the interest of time. What a fire weight class from the quarters on. All right. Another awesome weight class. Again, probably headlined by Landon Sidden. But if you take that, obviously he was pretty much the heavy favorite. But after that, it was a really good weight class, really even across the board. Nico Kapusta finds himself in the finals there for Hempfield, and a guy that, his stock just continues to rise and rise.
Yeah, top to bottom. I mean, Sidden was winning this weight. No one
Yep.
would argue that.
Dude's number one in the country. What are we going to say, Cass?
He's winning this weight. No one thought he wasn't going to. Remove Sidden from the conversation. It was a very competitive bracket in every other match that didn't involve Landon Sidden. And you have a lot of that. Colangelo, Gratz, Kapusta, Cordova, Gardner, and Schaumburg are the ones moving on out of this weight. This was a fun one to watch. Headlined by, Sidden pinned tech his way through as we all expected.
All right, 127. Another kind of collision course, I would say, that being Santino Sloboda and Dom Canali. But I will say this: Nolan Rice gave Sloboda a hell of a go in that semifinal.
He did. There was a lot going on there. I didn't think it, but those two looked like they were ready to just start swinging. I mean, they were running into the walls. Rice had to throw the kitchen sink that third period to get a takedown, and he was digging underhooks, trying to go upper body. It was awesome. That was the closest thing to a fist fight as you'll see. That was a hell of a match there.
Yeah.
I think I tweeted right after. I was like, that was an absolute freaking war.
Yeah.
I go back and watch it, guys. Go on Flow. The videos are still up there. Go back and watch the Sloboda Rice semifinals match. It is entertaining as all shit.
Yes.
It was great.
All right. Let's move on to 133. A little too fast here. In a weight class, man, I'll tell you what. A pretty wide open weight class, and you kind of see it in some of the guys that placed. Kel Yannick being the 1 seed, he took care of business. I think you kind of got to talk about him first. He goes out, navigates his way through, and wins the championship. Has to defeat a very game John Emma, and I think that maybe is the next talking point. He takes third. I don't know. There's a lot of talking points. Evan Tolliver going out from the 7th seed, making the finals. Kaz, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I thought going into this, if you would have told me Yannick, Emma, Lynn, Tolliver, or Stedford won this bracket, it wouldn't have surprised me. I'd throw Gavin Murphy in there too. I mean, Murphy has a win over Emma earlier this year. I thought this was the most parity. I shouldn't say the most parity. I thought this was the weight where I could see more guys winning it than any other weight. There wasn't a clear cut to me, even though Yannick has beaten everybody. It's everybody's so close, but Yannick's been the guy all year. He's been gritty. He's
100%.
won a lot of these matches, and I think this just shows how competitive this weight is. 7-4 in the semis, 9-5 in the finals. There wasn't a lot of bonus points late in this tournament. Out of these things, they were close matches. I thought Snatchko, I have to give your West Allegheny boy some love here. AJ Snatchko was beating Tolliver, in the round of 16, and then ends up getting spladled and pinned. Wrestles the whole way back and ends up taking 4th, and beats some kids along the way. That was a way to rebound for Snatchko. So I was happy to see that out of him. As Snatchko, kid I could have seen in the finals. If he beats Tolliver there, Snatchko's kind of had Stedford's number the past 2 years. That puts him in the semis where he gets Lynn, where I believe he majored Lynn earlier in the year.
Protect him in this tournament.
Protect him. So yeah, so that puts Snatchko potentially in the finals against Yannick. I know Yannick's kind of had Snatchko's number, but anything can happen, in the finals. So this weight was really fun.
No doubt about it. Okay. Let's move on up to 139 pounds.
I'm gonna say it now,
Okay.
Donnie. Collier Hartman may be the most outside of Landon Sidden. Let me say that. Outside
Ari
of
Hartman
Landon,
scored so many points, dude. He's scored
out,
so many points.
outside of Landon Sidden, Collier Hartman might be the most impressive wrestler in AAA.
So good. I know.
I,
I agree. I agree.
I don't know how else to explain it. Just watch him wrestle.
I agree.
From what he did in the team tournament, in this tournament, what he did to Dalton Wenner of Cranberry in the Fred Bell finals, the kid has more momentum than anybody in the WPIAL right now. I won't pick anybody to beat him the rest of his high school career. He looks absolutely phenomenal. 19 points, 17 points, 21 points, 23 points, all tech falls. Nothing went to the third period. His semis match went to the third period with Bencho. I'm sorry. Kid's on a different level. He looks so freaking good, and I'll tell you what, the Naval Academy is so happy to have him. I bet you there's a shitload of. It's a steal. There's a shitload of ACC, Big 10, and Big 12 schools that are probably kicking themselves right now.
100%.
Because he's phenomenal. But Blasco and Smith in the semis for the fifth time this year, I want to say it is, that they've wrestled. Blasco wins 6-2. And they've wrestled every weekend for the past they wrestled sections last week. They wrestled at Team States. They wrestled at Team WPIALs. Then in the dual, it's 5 straight weekends they've wrestled each other. So I'm sure they're tired of it, but we're probably going to see it again this weekend, thanks to the PIAA. I just had to throw a little shade there.
We'll get there.
Yeah. So Blasco, Smith, Hartman, your top 3. I was happy Bencho avenged a loss to Olympic Sorrel, the freshman out of Mars. That kid's gonna be really good, Donnie.
I'll give some love to Thomas there. That was a good match, man, and in a match that I told you when we watched that match. At least when I watched that match last time, it was an interesting match. Sloboda, I'm going to talk about that here in a second as a comment popped up. But Sorrel gets the tech fall. Bencho able to reverse that and get the win, and very impressive stuff there for Thomas, and finds his way to the West Regional. But again, I think that that's kind of a possible budding rivalry that we're going to have to keep an eye on, Kaz, because they're going to see each other at Max every year, and I think there's a good chance we'll probably see them in WPIALs every year. So that's a possible budding rivalry as two of the bright young stars here in the WPIAL.
Yes.
All right, Kaz, 145 pounds. We'll do one more weight class here, and then Brady Joling is getting ready to come on, one of our favorites. He's out there at Davidson University.
So we got 145.
Yes, sir.
Kai Vilma, your champ. He won by default in the finals over Nate Klingensmith of Norwin. Chacon of Montour taking third, beating Aiden Finnegan. Finnegan was unseeded, ended up taking 4th.
He had a wild tournament, buddy. He was all over the place.
Did. Yeah, I want to say his maybe Concy semis match was Zach Hill. He was down 7-0.
He was correct.
And Hill went under to start the third. Or I don't know if he went under or
he was. It was
Finnegan
whoever it was, but Finnegan was on top for what, the second and third period.
Hill went under to start the second. Finnegan rode him out and almost turned him, and then Finnegan chose top in the third. got a near fall, make it like 7-4. Then he got another set to make it like 8-7, and then stuck him. It was no. He didn't stick him, but he got 2 different 4 counts.
Right. He won, and then as time expired, he got a 2 count as time expired.
Yes, that wasn't the Conci semis. That was the Conci quarters.
Right. Which is to go, right? Because if you don't win that, you don't have a chance.
Well,
no,
if you lose that, you go to the 7th and 8th place match.
Right. But you're locked in if you win that.
And it was huge because Bichelli at Bethel Park missed weight. He was in the semis. So the winner of that Hill Finnegan match was getting an automatic path to the 3rd, 4th place match because that's where Bichelli dropped to. And Cam Timko of TJ, who took 8th, he is still going to compete at the West Regional because of lack of qualifiers from another district.
I'm out about it.
Nope. Glad he is.
So talking about school record talk, I mean, it's kind of the talk of the show. Another obvious one that we forgot, Sloboda, school record 167 after the WPIAL. I mean, holy crap, Cass. That's some gnarly stuff. Yeah, 167, man.
167, and it's going to add to it. That's and think and Butler's been, I mean, they've been in the team playoffs, but they haven't wrestled deep into team postseason like at the state tournament, and that how much more
correct
impressive out of Sloboda. So we've had a lot of school records this year with wins and pins. So credit and congrats to Sloboda on that. 167. There's not many losses in there. I don't know if he has double-digit losses in his career. Does he?
If we had more time, Kaz, we would look up his stats like on the PA Wrestling. That again, shout out. They're not even sponsoring the show, but I talk about them all the time. PA Wrestling, shout out them. If you guys aren't on there, PA Wrestling, PA Power, you guys need to be on both those on Rockfin on PAWrestling.com.
I have it right now. Sloboda has 8 career losses. 167 and 8.
What's that math come out to, buddy? That's over 95%, right?
90. They have, thanks to PA Wrestling, 95.4%.
Ooh, D Hall's decent with the math. He's decent with it.
West Allegheny grad.
That's right, baby. Barely.
Coach Falco back at West Day.
Let's go. Shout out Coach P. That's awesome. Yeah, he definitely deserves it. Super pumped to have him back. It's going to be awesome for Coach Troy and and company. And we'll get into the big boy here in a little bit. But Kaz, talk to me about the golf course on your side of the city, my friend.
Manor Valley in Export, Pennsylvania, owned by Vince DeAugustine, head wrestling coach at Seton Hill, east of Pittsburgh, about 5-10 minutes from Murraysville, 15 minutes from Monroeville. 2 full service bars, kitchen, dining hall, banquet hall in there. Has a humidor cigar lounge in the basement of the pro shop. Beautiful pro shop. 18 holes. There are lights on the front 9. You can play your night golf during the summer. A number of leagues, very open to a lot different. You have a different league every week, every night during the week in the summer. A lot of the employees are ex-wrestlers. They do a very good job at Manor Valley and Vince DeAugustine. So make your way out to the east side of Pittsburgh in Export, Pennsylvania, and check out Manor Valley Golf Club.
All right, my friend, let's bring we'll bring him in here in a little bit. We're going to bring Brady in. He's getting himself ready backstage, but we'll do one more weight class before we bring him in. What do you think, Kaz? Where are we at?
Yep. We're at 160. No, check that. We're at 152.
Okay. So 152.
So your chant was Mikey Ruane out of Franken Regional. He was 2-1 over Owen Campbell.
Right.
Of Plum. Nice to see Plum with a finalist there. A program that's had a lot of nice individuals over the past. We saw Nino Walker, Rylan Campbell, seen a number of guys. So they get a good heavyweight too. Campbell's semifinals match with Griffin Reed was awesome. He won 7-4 tiebreaker 2.
Dude, one of the best matches I think of the WPIAL tournament. It
Yep.
was freaking awesome, and I think they wrestled at the Allegheny County tournament, and Griff kind of handled him. So for Owen Campbell, I think Owen Campbell is one of the more impressive guys to watch here, and just kind of broke out at this WPIAL tournament, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did. He had a really good run. As Campbell, 7-4, and then the freshman out of Norwin, Noah Curran, taking third.
Yep.
Credit to him. That's a big finish for a freshman. Like you said, at these bigger weights. So credit to Mr. Curran, name to look out for moving forward.
100%. All right, 160 pounds. Cole Gibbons of Mount Lebanon, another guy that we've talked about for years, it feels like, has just a mainstay in that Blue Devils lineup. So damn good. And he goes out and wins a WPIAL championship over Jack White of Norwin.
Yeah, and he had his own celebration party there. There was about 20 Mount Lebanon students sitting mat side going absolutely ham during his whole entire match. As soon as he won, he ran over to him. It looked like a freaking party. So credit to Gibbons. He beats Jack White out of Norwin. Jack White, a big semifinal win over Christian Lawther out of Ringgold. Lawther ended up pinning White with like left in their section final when White was winning. So White got to avenge that. I'm sure that was on his mind, but Lawther comes back and takes third. That section did really well. White, Lawther, Dietz, Lilly, Matrish taking 5 of the 7 spots there. Gibbons was solid all the way around. Wrestled a lot of close matches, 4-2, 4-1, and 4-2. I think that just shows the depth at this weight.
100%. Yeah, I was just going to say that both 160 classes in AA and AAA. Very, very good, Kaz. All right, 172 pounds. Kaz, this weight class was, back and forth, and then I feel like it kind of revealed itself that it was going to be, Zach LeBrier and Liam Costa kind of on a collision course, and it played out that way. And you see in the finals, really interesting match. I mean, LeBrier was down, and then goes out and gets the fall there in the end of the second period with 9 seconds. Just kind of a wild match, and a guy that LeBrier just committed to Lockhaven, I believe. Man, that's a huge pickup for the Bald Eagles. And he's kind of been behind like a Bodie Morgan, or not Bodie Morgan, I always mix them up, but a Bodie Marlowe rather. And, obviously Maddox Shaw, just to completely, have his own weight class. He's been awesome this year and no different this weekend.
Yeah, I don't think LeBrier has lost since he came down from 189. I believe he started at 172 at Allegheny Counties. I think that's the first time we saw it. I don't think he's lost since. I'll tell you what, Costa gave him hell for the first minute and a half, 2 minutes
Yes,
there.
he did.
I mean, he was up, 8-1, and then LeBrier just freight train double into him and had Costa on his back and stuck him. The crowd was on their feet for that because Costa was taking it to him, and LeBrier's had Costa's number. I don't know if Costa's ever beat LeBrier. LeBrier got him at Counties and maybe one other time, kind of convincingly, I want to say too. But holy shit, that was wild. That got the crowd going.
189. I think this one here, man, was Mario Hutcherson and kind of next topic. I mean, my man has been so good, so impressive all year long. And Hunter Snyder, I think the next kind of topic of this weight was that Hunter Snyder Bryce Collins match was a damn good one in the semifinals.
That was awesome. Collins was, I said it earlier, I don't remember what match it was. 5 more seconds, that thing. Or I'm sorry, it did go to sudden victory. He did get sudden victory. that I'm picturing the match wrong. Yeah, Snyder and sudden victory. Collins got the takedown with about 5 seconds left to send it to sudden victory. Was a heck of a match. One of the best matches of the tournament. I'll put it up there with the Ferraro Fennec quarterfinals match. But like you said, this is similar to 121. Hutchison, next topic. Yeah, it's just on so freaking good. I mean, 14-3 in the finals. He spent a minute and 13 or 2:55 in the semis, and he could have probably did it in 55 if he wanted to. Or I'm sorry, in the quarters. He's just on a different level. Probably going to win a state title.
I would love to see it, my friend. All right, 215. One of the more interesting weight classes for me, Elijah Brown, Cooper Roskowski. Elijah Brown takes that loss to Kendall Hoare in the beginning of the year, and it feels like the flip switched, and he's been on a freaking warpath ever since. No different this weekend. Goes out and beats one of the best guys in the state, Cooper Roskowski, 4-0 in the finals.
Yeah, that was Brown's only loss this year to Hoare. Just looks really good. It's so hard to match his size and athleticism.
So long, dude.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature, just athletically. He's so like he's long and lanky, but like he's the power.
When he gets to Penn State, they are going to make him a monster, dude. Yeah, he will be a monster at Penn State.
I gotta think he's gonna be a heavyweight. I mean, I know he doesn't weigh in at 215. I know he's a little light, so like 97 is probably in the picture. But like an athlete like that, obviously Kale knows a lot better than I do. You put 30 pounds on Brown, like holy shit. I mean, that's Greg Kirkfleet.
We needed 220 in college, Cass. That's what I've been preaching for years. I love that. I would love to see that athleticism at that size. Anyways, completely different topic.
He's really freaking good.
Really good.
And there were some other matches in this weight. The Tustin Roskowski semi, really good. The Ott Collins quarterfinal, really good. And then everything on the backside was entertaining. Collins had a very what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just say fun bracket.
I was going to say interesting.
Him and Ott were throwing each other all over the mat early in the quarterfinals. Then Collins drops down. He avenges
right there, Bob.
Yeah, he avenges the Tustin loss in sudden victory. Then he avenges the Ott loss in sudden victory, about an hour between each other. So nice little run that Braden Collins went on the backside of this bracket after dropping in the quarterfinals. So credit to him, the junior out of Cannon Mac. Him and his brother had a really good weekend.
No doubt. All right, the big boys.
Take it away, Donnie.
I'll tell you what,
your
buddy.
Boy.
I got to give him some love, man. He, after kind of taking some losses to Mr. Williams there from Trinity, and obviously the rivalry with Brady McConnell has been well documented. My man went out and got it. He was the most active I've seen him in some time. Went out, wanted to get to his positions, and it proved itself. He's very good in the late periods and the overtime matches, and some of the texts I was getting from the boys, from Troy, from Marky V, and even my brother, was really cool stuff. One quote I will share. You'll absolutely love this, Cass.
I hope it's from Cam.
It was from Cam. You'll absolutely love this. He goes, I have as many WPIAL championships as Ty Waters. Which is true. It is facts.
Ty only won one WPIAL title?
He lost to Finn in Ultimate Ride Out. He was hurt 1 year, and then his freshman year was loaded. He lost like Mac Church. So yeah, he only won one WPIAL title, dude. So some gnarly stuff from Cam.
That is something That is something Cam would say. And I'll tell you what, his celebration, he got
Oh,
up because he got the takedown. He could have got the fall.
yes.
He got the takedown and he was like, screw it, I'm going to celebrate. Didn't even work for the fall, gets up, and that Troy and Coach Johnson in the corner had 280 sprinting at him. And
Full
he
sprint.
jumps, he takes out a chair. Johnson catches him. I don't know how. It was the best celebration. And I was happy to see all the West A kids were Matt's side because all the other Mats were done. They were standing, they were going absolute bonkers. I was happy. I was happy for Cam in there. As I know you are being a West A guy, and I know you practice with Cam. I'm sure you felt a lot of satisfaction out of seeing that.
Yeah, man, and obviously, like I kind of talked about off the beginning there, Cam, no secret that he's been in battles with Brady McConnell over the years. Two guys that are young heavyweights that kind of were really good from the jump. Sophomores, really good all the way through. And Cam is working his backtail, man. He's really getting after it. I was up at practice today, and he's wrestling with Jimmy Maraca. Shout out Jimmy M. I'll introduce you to Jimmy. One of the best dudes you'll ever meet, Kaz. Like my favorite dude. And Jake Leninsky is wrestling with myself. Just and getting after it, man. No breaks. Super pumped to see what he does. I hope he continues his war path.
I do have to, now that we're on the West A, I do have to give a shot. I haven't done it yet. I always do. Tim Taylor,
There he is.
my man. I'll give you love every show. You're my man. You know that. I hope I see you soon, brother.
Oh, legendary.
Get some Eddie's Pizza.
Buddy, legendary connect with Eddie Pizza. And, I was over his house, I think in the summertime. I fixed his oven. He had a problem. I had a little igniter.
That's because he's cooking all the time. Every day he sends me, he's cooking something different every day. I'm like, man, I need to get the Thanksgiving invite next year, seeing that spread he puts on.
I'll tell you what, that would be an invite, Kaz. We get an invite to that one. That's like getting better than the cookout invite. That's an invite.
Yeah, I don't want the cookout. I want the Thanksgiving invite. I saw the spread he had on there.
All right, let's bring
you're
in.
The man.
He is. Let's bring in our man, Brady Joling. How are you, sir?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
Doing real good indeed. First things first, my friend, thank you for coming on and hanging out with us. I guess best way to open up the show, how's things down there, or over there rather, at Davidson?
Davidson's been doing great as of late. I came here. It was Nate Carr Jr.'s first time being a head coach anywhere. And I think what he's been able to do with the program has been very impressive. We just came off of a historical season, one of the best in the entire 120 years of it existing. And we're really on the upswing now.
Go ahead, Cass.
So obviously you're in a lot nicer weather than we are up here in Pittsburgh. Talk about how the transition was.
I can't hear.
Can't hear Kaz?
No, I can't.
Okay. Can't hear you, Kaz, for some reason. That's interesting. I don't understand how. But, Kaz, what were you kind of asking him? And then I'll ask him. The transition.
From high school to college.
Talk about the transition from high school to college there, Brady.
So my transition was kind of rocky. I don't think I've experienced what most have experienced. But my first 2 years I spent on the bench because I had a bunch of serious injuries. So not the ideal start to your college career. But coming off this last year of injury, I broke my heel, and that kept me out most of the season because it's a very uncommon injury, especially for wrestlers. It's more like a track injury. So the whole year they spent like trying to diagnose it and finding ways to get it to where I could still wrestle, but it just didn't end up happening. So after that, I decided to like keep training through the summer. So we stayed the summer, a big group of us guys kept training. And then that kind of launched us into the preseason of this year. And ever since then, it's just been up and up and up. Super proud of these guys.
Let's turn back the clocks. What year did you start wrestling, Brady?
I didn't start wrestling till 8th grade. So when I was probably 13, 12, 13, 14 maybe.
So how
Somewhere.
did you get started in wrestling at 8th grade? And buddy, you're wrestling in a Division I college. How'd that happen?
Good question. I ask myself that every day. Yeah, so I was a big jiu-jitsu guy like all throughout my childhood, and then um my gym, that's like a bunch of big wrestlers that are jiu-jitsu guys now, but started their careers as wrestlers and then developed into jiu-jitsu guys. And they were all telling me, you should wrestle, you have the right attitude, you train hard. Like they thought it would be a great experience. So I was like, oh, why not? And then I just signed up. That's kind of how it all started, and then fell in love with it. Like I got, not like most, but like the most of us insane ones. And ever since then, just dedicated myself to it, committed to all the hard work, and I'm blessed to have ended up where I'm at.
Can you hear me
Talk-
now, Brady?
Nope, he
Nope,
can't hear you.
still nothing.
Go ahead and
Uh,
ask the question. I got you.
is MMA what he wants to do in the future?
Is MMA what you want to do in the future?
um, if you would have asked me that when I was an 8th grader, probably would have said yes. But um, now I'm looking at more of a medical route. I want to be a nurse, help out sick kids. So that's the goal.
Good for him.
So I had to ask a good friend of the show, good friend of the program, Troy Raygard. I reached out to him. He was one of your assistant coaches over there at Char Valley with head coach Bill Evans. He wanted to know, are you still a backpack in college, my friend?
I am indeed. I am indeed.
Let's go.
Riding's the way to go. If you ain't a rider, you're not a wrestler.
Where'd you get that skill from?
That was definitely a little bit jiu-jitsu. It's just like a feel thing, being able to keep that hip contact, just like body positioning. That's all stuff that came from jiu-jitsu. So I think from there, just further developed as I continue to learn wrestling.
Troy always said toughest kid he's coached.
Kaz said, Troy always said, toughest kid he coached.
That's a great compliment coming from Troy Raygard.
Facts. Yeah, we're both laughing. That's facts. I guess last thing I have for you, man, talk about wrestling in the WPIAL. Me and Kaz are gonna talk about just the West Regional and our thoughts and stuff. Just talking about coming through, Pennsylvania wrestling, WPIAL wrestling. Just talk about your roots a little bit.
Yeah, so I got in the game very late, especially for the WPIAL. So that was a little bit of it was a rocky start for sure, but I think eventually I found my feet. The WPIAL is tough, man. It will always be tough. There's always going to be great wrestlers. You guys were just talking about how Ty Waters had a tough WPIAL freshman year. I was in that one with all those killers, Kilcurry, Church, all those guys, Waters. So, yeah, I think
Gnarly weight class, dude. I mean, I forgot about that. Like, even whenever he went to like states, like that class was gnarly, dude. Gnarly.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I think the dynamics have started to shift in the state. Like, I think our graduating class 2023 was probably like one of the stronger classes. It's still definitely one of the top regions in the nation. But I think it's continuing to like everything in life. It has ups and downs. I think right now, the competition and depth of the WPIAL isn't what it used to be, but I think it very well could get back to where it was very quickly.
Cat, anything?
I'm all good. Best of luck.
Brady, anything for us before we leave you go, my friend?
I don't think so. I think yeah. Just if you're any smart kid in the WPIAL looking for a Division I college, Davidson's on the come up. We're doing something special here. And
Let's
it
go.
would be it'd be great for you to join us. It's a family over here, and I think that's what's helped us build so much in the past couple years.
Absolutely love that. Brady, thank you for taking some time out, and we will talk to you very soon, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right. Later.
Later. Go Cat.
I caught him right there as the Go Cats, Kaz.
I thought he said go. I thought he said go Cavs.
Maybe. Well,
No,
listen, you hear what you want to hear,
he
right?
said Cavs. Yeah, absolutely.
Like the in ad. I'm gonna go back, buddy, and I'm
Dude,
gonna scream.
my comments are blowing up right now. Did you just say an at? What's an
I'm
at mean? Like, all
I'm
right, guys.
I'm telling you, you said that. It was so.
I probably did.
You flew right through it. It was great. So let's not bury the lead too much. We've been on the show for about an hour and 15. The West preview will be delayed till tomorrow night, Kaz. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we've gone long. We're gonna do the West preview and the Southwest Double A preview tomorrow. We're running short on time here. This went longer than expected, but we start talking, we get into it, it happens. But that means we'll
Kaz,
have a full hour tomorrow to talk about the preview.
we can't tease the whole show without pitching about the PIAA.
So where do you want to start? 'Cause, I mean,
I'll give
you
you the
want me
floor.
to? All right.
You first.
So the West, I'm going to start in AAA because that's the bigger of the issues. The West AAA region is an absolute scam. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. The 5 qualifiers out of that what is a 17-man bracket where you're giving kids who have losing records into the field with it. Brock Dennison from South Fayette is like 42 wins. He's not in the field. But we have kids with a 4-13 record, and those 4 wins are all forfeits in the field. It's insane. It wasn't great before when the WPIAL was their own region and they got 3 or 4 qualifiers, and everyone said, "Oh, conform with these reasons, you'll get 5 qualifiers." It doesn't make more WPIAL qualifiers because Altoona's going to have some kids. State College is going to have some kids. That's just how it goes. It's insane. I'm going to read you a couple things here. Now, I'm not going to give my sources of where these stats came from.
I'm just gonna settle in, buddy. You do your thing. I'm gonna let you. I'm in the choir. You're the preacher. Let me.
2-6, 4-13, 1-10, 5-15, 4-5, 6-10, 2-6, 3-12, 4-5, 3-6, 8-7, 4-13, 7-10, 8-18. You want to take a guess what those are, Donnie? Go ahead. Take a guess. You're muted. Still muted.
I'm muted on the wrong thing. The City League records, my friend.
No, not just that, including District 6 and District 9 and District 10.
Just in general.
Those are the records of wrestlers in the West Regional.
Pain.
None of those records are of WPIAL wrestlers. Those are records of District 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10 wrestlers that are in the West Regional Finals. When we have, I think I counted 15 WPIAL wrestlers with over 33 wins that aren't there. Wrestling a WPIAL schedule, not wrestling nobodies. I don't get it. Why are we stuck so far in the past? Every other state can figure it out, but we can't. And I mean Pennsylvania. And
we're the best, right? We're the best.
And it's not a WPIL issue. It's a PIAA issue because the WPIL doesn't predetermine anything. They seed everything. And people complain about, well, we have medical forfeits in the Conci semis, but then they go and wrestle a match after. I get it. I don't like it either. But in a predetermined bracket the next week, how are you not going to do what's best for your wrestler? If taking 5th or 6th benefits your wrestler better than taking 3rd and 4th, I'm going to medical forfeit my kid too.
100%.
I mean, why not? You're
Hate
better
the game,
off
not
being,
the player, right?
It's insane. You're better off taking 6th in the WPIAL and Double A than you are 4th. It's just the reality of it. You are. Barring a Chestnut Ridge kid not being a top seed, which a lot of them are, you're better off taking 6th in the WPIAL than 4th in any weight class in Double A. I've seen it year after year, and it never freaking changes. And you're going to see the exact same thing this week at the regionals. Defaults for better placement in the state bracket, because what do you know? It's pre-freaking determined. I could go on for hours, and your DMs have been blown up just like mine from coaches, ADs, everybody. It's you're doing a disservice to the kids. At the end of the day,
Yep.
that's
Go
what pisses you off.
Yep.
Because this isn't like this state tournament, this regional tournament. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about the referees. It's not about the parents. It's not about the freaking PIAA committee. It's about the wrestlers on the mat. That's it. The only thing that matters are those wrestlers on the mat and their coaches who prepare. The only thing that matters. And in my opinion, it's the only thing that the PIAA doesn't take into consideration. And I think they're doing a disservice to every single kid in the state of Pennsylvania that is wrestling and competing. I have an issue with it. It's not going to change. I'm bitching for no reason, I know, but we have to get it out. And it's been like this for years. The statistics are insane. And I'm going to read you one more statistic.
Go ahead.
Can you still see
me?
I
can't see you, but go ahead and read it.
Okay, no, I have it up on my computer here. I'm not going to say who sent this to me, but it's really good information. Really good information.
Just information. We're just talking information. We're just talking stats and statistics here. Because guess what, Cass? The great thing about numbers, they never lie.
They never lie. They absolutely never lie. Okay, I'm going to read you off a little bit of data here. And this data is coming from somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about. Let me pull it up here. Okay. So there are 208 regional qualifiers in the West region. 65 of them are going to move on to the PIAA championships. District 6, 8, 9, and 10 have 56% of the qualifiers of the region. 9 out of the 16 in the bracket. The WPIAL has 44% of the qualifiers, which is 7 out of 16. District 7 makes up 69% of the teams in the region. So the WPIAL makes up 70% of the teams in the West region, but they get 44% of the qualifiers. District 6 in AAA, 7 teams. 7 teams, they get 3 qualifiers of the West region. 42% of their bracket moves on. District 7, 45 teams. They get 7 qualifiers. 15% move on to the regional. District 8, 5 teams, 3 qualifiers. 60% move on, and half of them have losing records. District 9 and District 10 combined, there's 8 teams. They get 3 qualifiers, 38% move on to the regional. So you're telling me the WPIAL gets 15% of the West regional bracket, and District 6 that has 7 teams gets 42%? I mean, I work in a high school. I'm not a neurosurgeon. It's not, something ain't right. I mean, if somebody disagrees with me, please tell me.
It's not equaling 2 here, buddy.
It's not. It's like there's a square hole, and we're trying to fit a parallelogram in this thing. Like, what are we doing? I know I messed up that phrase, but like,
facts.
You get what I'm saying. Like, what is it? A square peg through a round hole? Whatever it is. You know
Correct.
What I mean?
Yep.
I'm like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. It just makes no sense to me. Thank you to everyone who sent me info. I did a bunch of research, but there's a lot of people out there smarter than me and know better than me. But it's going to continue to go on, and I'm going to save the rest for tomorrow. Donnie, go ahead.
Chasm, I mean, I'm not going to beat the dead horse more than it already needs beaten. But for me, man, like, I take offense to the facts that, like, everyone always says, well, that's how it always has been. Well, guess what? That's bullshit. Just because it's been wrong forever doesn't mean it needs to continue to be wrong. Like, there has to be a way around there being this option. And, you know, we're going to talk about with the seeds and just the audacity that they put in. It's ridiculous, dude. And my thing is,
laziness is the word that I always say.
Laziness, buddy. And it's not hard. It is not hard to create a StreamYard account. Shout out who sponsors and who does our show every single week that we do at the StreamYard account. You can put 15, 20 people on a call and everyone can comment on the call, or they can pop in on the show and they can have their opinion. It's not freaking hard. Okay, you need to do that for every single sport. Guess what? Do your mother effing job. Do your job. Okay, you need it for football. Guess what? You find a conglomerate of football. Boom. Okay, you need it for tennis. Boom. Find your conglomerate for tennis. We live in an age, it is so easy to find a group of people. It's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, social media. Boom. You it's so easy, and it's just like they just do, rinse, repeat, take our money, boom, 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 out the door. And it's bullshit, dude. It is bullshit. And I don't care what anyone says. There's kids that are sitting at home that deserve college opportunities that aren't getting seen, that deserve to get seen, all because the PIAA doesn't want to do their due diligence. No other way to say it other than that. And it's bullshit. And you guys can all tag PIAA. Kaz has tagged them the whole fucking week. Sorry for the F word, but I'm all fired up because it is absolutely ridiculous what they do to these kids. It is ridiculous. The numbers never lie. That's the last thing I'm going to say. All right, buddy. I think that might be the first F-bomb I've ever dropped on this show. So it might, I don't know if it's worth it, but so be it. It might be, buddy. It's just ridiculous, man. And then, like you said, the only people they hurt, the only ones they hurt are the ones that it should be.
Are the only ones that matter.
Correct. The kids.
You and I don't matter at all in this. Neither do the spectators matter, the family, they matter. But at the end of the day, why is this happening? Because of the kids wrestling. That's the only reason.
Yep.
You're here to benefit the kids, and I don't feel that that's happening. I don't feel that that's happening.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm getting a couple comments over the F-bomb. So, hey, it is what it is. It's bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. And, hey, anyone wants to come on this show, we'll do it Joe Rogan style. Right, Kaz? Anyone wants to come on this show and try to battle us or try to talk to us and why they think it's fair? Come on. We'll talk. Let's have a civilized conversation right here on the show, and you can explain yourself on why you think that this is fair. Period. So, open invitation.
And
my DM is open. Kaz's DM is open. Open invitation to come on Near Falls in the WPIAL to have this conversation.
But, here's the best part. Nobody will, because everybody agrees with us. We're saying everything that everybody else is saying. So it's like, what? I don't know, Donnie.
That's it. Until tomorrow, buddy. What do you think? Tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, baby.
Later. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. An hour and 30 minutes, and we didn't even get to what we wanted to get to for the night, but we paid off what we were bitching about all week. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Later.